County Rescue. I'm on the dive rescue team. I'm actually from Monroe County. I live in Gamaliel. Monroe County does not have a dive team. In the past 12 months, I've recovered 4 bodies and done 19 rescues, all done in the water. I want to show of hands who in here can swim good. Put your hand up. Don't be afraid. Every one that we recovered was a great swimmer. Last one I dealt was 19 years old. He was still holding his fishing pole in his hand, 30 feet of water. Okay? I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to kind of teach you, okay? This is one thing that we harp on the most. Yes, I just have 2 of them. This is $5 roughly at Walmart. This is probably $200, $235. Is this the most comfortable? Of course. This one automatically inflates when you hit the water. If you're going to be kayaking and stuff, this one or a ski vest is what you need to have on. I've got a few pictures on here. Run through them real quick. I think they'll show up clear. Of course, this is out clear. My laptop, I just downloaded new Windows 10, so it's not doing great. Everybody goes to Del Hollow, Burn River goes too, right? Skiing. I want to ask you, how many people have drowned with a life jacket on? None. I can maybe think of one exception, and they're still investigating that. That was just here recently in Tennessee. Let's say kayak and the paddle boards. This is a screenshot of WBKO. As you see, I'm going bald. That's my head. That's the day we recovered that 19-year-old. Took us 3 days. I don't want to do it for anybody here. I would rather him be our last one, okay? Let's get the head. Like I say, this ain't scary. This is what we have to deal with. This right here, what's that look like? Anybody? That's a sonar image. It's one of the tools we use, okay? This is 2 years ago. This is on the Green River in Warren County. This is what we call a low head dam. Burn River and Green River have these all up and down the river. Back in the 40s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, we had a lot of river traffic. This is old lock systems. We might talk about some of it in history and stuff like that. We would raise the boat up, go on up deeper water. These systems are still there. That dam does not move. It looks like a pyramid in the water. When you're coming from upstream, going downstream towards that dam, if you're in a kayak, a lot of times you can't see it. The water just rolls off the edge of it, and you're down, you go with it. I know it's not a great picture. The mole out right here, where white water is. If you go over those, sometimes these life jackets won't help. Life jacket floats you in water, not air. That's basically what that white water is, air. When you go kayak, get a map. Ziploc bags cost what? $1.50 at Walmart for a whole box of them. Get you a Ziploc bag, put you a map in there. You can go to Walmart sales back, the maps too. It's kind of hard to get lost on these bigger waterways around here. If you're on Del Hollow Lake at night, and yes, I've done it. I've got lost at night. I spent 6 hours trying to find my way back to the dock. Times like that's when it's one of the easiest times, to get lost. That's when we'll have a lot of accidents too, because you can't. If you're on a speedboat, ski boat, anything like that, and you're being silly, you're running 40 miles an hour down the lake. And it's dark. Say they got a new moon. There's no moon out that night. You see a log, there's a log limb there. You can't see that log. Barren River is especially dangerous because around Browns Ford area stuff there's stumps. Be extra careful when you're in any kind of a speedboat. The life jackets, I've got a few pictures on here. That's a car. This one right here, you probably buy it $20, $30 at Walmart. You might even get them cheaper somewhere. It's the old nylon style. They're not as comfortable. They're nowhere near as comfortable as this one right here. I don't want to drop this real hard because that can make you set it off too. It's about $100 to put the refill kit in. But you know what? If you got a budget or something, save up $15, $20. You'll get something like that. Believe me, it's worth it. The next one I think's on here is the actual neoprene ski vest. These they'll run anywhere from $40, $50 at Walmart, sometimes $60. They're great. They're comfortable. Don't slide around. They will kind of bark you up a little bit sometimes. This is the one I've got here. Cabela sells these. Bowling Green's got a Cabela's now, Gander Mountain. Get all these there. Actually, you get all these like this. Me and here's got little brothers, little sisters. What's this for? This strap right here, that goes between their legs, holds the life vest down because their body's a lot smaller now. The vest will come up. Of course, they got the bigger grab handle to back up too. Notice this one don't even have a grab handle. And this is for infants. I know this little talk is kind of coming in late this summer, but we're still coming up on another big holiday weekend. Everybody don't get out and go into the water and stuff. Generally, every major holiday, we have our rescue boat out on Barren River. We're just riding around. We want to make sure that if anybody's got any problems, we can get there quicker. The way, I've got a radio on, but the way we get paged out is this right here. You get on Barren River, there's a lot of places right there when you pick up. I can't talk to anybody, I can't talk to dispatch, nobody. Over at State Park, we had to bring a repeater trailer in, special equipment, just so we can talk out of there. So that times that's used. Who's got a Go phone in here from AT&T? Yeah, see, AT&T doesn't pick up very well. Bluegrass is one of the best ones because they run off a different tire. When you go kayak, when you go paddleboard, canoe, anything, take a phone, take your map. I don't have one with me, but get a whistle. Get a whistle that does not have the little balls inside of it, like the coach's whistles. If you get one of those that's got the balls inside of it, you get it wet, the balls stick, and it won't whistle. I think in Cabela's you can actually get the water whistles. If you get in trouble, you just start blowing on that whistle, somebody's going to come find you. And I guarantee you that whistle will be heard within 3 or 4 miles if you blow it right, especially on the waterway. If you get lost, by all means, ask somebody. If it's just a small group of people with you, and you don't feel comfortable getting out, say there's a great big huge group on the bank, if you don't feel comfortable getting out, yell at them from the bank, or yell at them from the water. Your voice on the river, on the creek, on the lake carries so far, you don't even realize it. The way I'm talking right now, they can probably hear me almost a mile away on the water, especially when the wind's blowing around. So I've come here, I mean, has anybody got any questions so far? I'm throwing a lot out real fast. Anybody? We'll say it again. Wear your life jacket when you're on the water. If you've got little brothers, little sisters, stuff there. Used to be 10 years old, I think it's 13-year-old now. If you're on the dock, you're on a boat, you can get a ticket if they don't have a life vest on. Warren County Rescue is getting worked out right now. Well, their rescue squad can actually write tickets on the water. They'll write a ticket on behalf of Fish and Wildlife. Don't get a ticket. It's not going to be cheap. It won't be like no parking ticket or no seatbelt ticket. That picture I showed y'all, the sonar image. I really get tired of having to use that sonar. We have a $70,000 sonar system sitting in the trailer in Glasgow that we have to go out and use every time we do something like this. I would rather that sit there and collect dust and never use it again. Just pull out. Like I said before, the people that drown were all excellent swimmers. Don't go by yourself. The 19-year-old boy was by himself. He borrowed his daddy's fishing boat. Next thing we know, we got a call. Boat's been turned over, found upside down. Nobody's in it. 3 days later, we found it found. I mean, I know not everybody here is going to be on the water all the time. But you know somebody will be. Is that right? So, I'm here to teach you to, not necessarily teach you anything, because I'm sure a lot of you already know it. Something simple as a life jacket. $5. You know what it costs to do a rescue or recovery? Several $1,000s. Personnel, equipment, and time. My scuba gear by itself, there's probably the dry suit, just a suit I wear is $3,500. The tank by itself, about $200 for me. Face mask, $1,000. My regulator's $500. See how this money's adding up? I can't go in the water by myself, so you got to multiply all that by 2. I'm a swiftwater rescue technician too. I'm certified to go in hot water rapids and everything to get people out. Any kind of moving water. I'm certified to do this stuff. That dry suit that I wear for that, because flood water and all that's always cold. So I have to have something to protect me. That dry suit's $2,000. My life vest is $500. That's not counting the thousands of dollars in rope that we have to have. The carabiners, all the equipment. I would love all that equipment to be bought and never used. Because y'all say. Even in still water, you're just out fishing in a pond. These little ponds have got mud bottoms. You step out in there, you go down to your knee, what happens? You catch suction. Just recently, they actually had to call in rescue. And a boy jumped off in the Green River, hit the mud bottom. Thought it was deep enough, thought it was rock. The water was that far above his head. If it wasn't for his friend, he'd come out there and get him out. Well, he'd drown. But it's simple stuff like that. Cliff diving. We fuss about cliff diving more than anything in the world. People go to Barron River, Dale Hollow. Dale Hollow is real bad to swim and breathe. The water, you get there, a lot of times you might jump in the water just that deep. There's a rock that big right there. The femur bone is the most painful bone in the human body to break, so I've been told. Luckily, I've never had one broken. 2 years ago, we get a call. It was Memorial Day weekend. They needed a rescue boat on Barron River. We were already there, so we headed out. A girl was waiting for him. Don't know how she done it. Snapped her finger with me in two. She had her life vest on. If she didn't have her life vest on, what do you think would have happened? Especially when I dive, I get cramps all the time. Now we we've got a buddy with us, we can stretch those cramps out. Not to mention we can breathe underwater while we're here. That bone broke would be worse than any cramp I ever thought about. We actually gave her morphine on the boat just to get her calmed down. We had to fly her out to Florida. Simple things. Everybody says it'll never happen to me. But it does. People fuss about the volunteer fire department. Oh, they didn't show up fast enough. They don't need no better equipment anyhow. It'll never happen to me. Burn your house on fire, what are you doing? Fuss, it happened to me. It will never happen to me. Attitude is the absolute worst attitude you can have. Promise. I've been there. And my next thing, we're getting in wintertime. We're getting a lot of snow. This rain hits. What happens? Creeks come up. Ebenezer Bridge over here towards Gamaliel for a good example. Water comes up, goes up the bridge. How many's going to try to take their big 4-wheel-round truck and go across there? I used to try it. I used to try it all the time. 3-mile-an-hour water flowing downstream puts 35 pounds per square inch on whatever it touches. That's not 35 pounds per square inch, 35 pounds area this big. It's 35 pounds in a spot about that big. So every time you double the speed of that water, that pressure quadruples. It just takes water about that deep to push your truck off the road. Once it goes over the bridge, it goes down. Hopefully it'll stick on something we get after I get to it. I know you've all heard on the radio, on TV, turn around, don't drown. Do it. This past winter, I was at work, I rode home with my dad. He started driving across the bridge just like it. If he'd have done that, I wouldn't be standing here right now talking to you like this. It's about 30-something degrees that day. That water's probably 33 degrees. Most of the time, water that time of year, when it flows like this, about 33 degrees. Right above freezing. And also, once you get out in that water, here's another thing to think about. Sound travels about 7 times faster underwater. Whenever it pulls the heat off your body, it's going to do about 10 times faster than what air does. You're going to go into hypothermia real quick. That gear I was talking about, that dry suit, all these wetsuits we wear, just to keep us warm. Look forward. Does anybody have any questions? No joke. Seriously. I don't care if you think it's the stupidest question in the world. Ask it. You gotta raise your hand up and just ask it. I ain't got no questions. I'm done. I love helping people. You might think, we go do recovery or something like that. So a lot of people say, like, how do you do that? You might not have the victim, but look at that family. You got to look at the family standing before them. They want them back. A few months back, when the Horse Cave flooded, and had the 19 college students trapped in there. Y'all remember that? Yep. I got them out. Me and my partner got them out. The 2 law enforcement officers, they got out somehow on their own. I don't know how. But when the students went in the cave, the water was ankle deep. They were in there, I think, 4 to 6 hours, roughly. And they actually walked most of the way back out. We took them the last 300 or 400 yards. When I took them across the river, the catwalk, the water was over my head. We had to string a rope. My partner went way upstream, tied off to a rock. And the other end of the rope was tied off on the catwalk. My carabiner stuff in, I had to go swim back and forth in that water, taking those students back and forth. They could walk part of the way, except for that last 10 feet went over their heads. The water at the catwalk when we first went in was that deep, was that far under the catwalk. When we came out, it was that far above. That's how fast this water goes up. How many's been to, what's the cabin under the river called? River Bridge Cabin. That creek you drive through. It don't have to rain about a quarter inch if that, and that creek's up, you can't drive through it. That's how fast water will rise around here. A lot of these creeks and stuff start and end real close to where you're at. So, any more questions, please?
Sir, tell these students that whenever they are on the water, have them tell somebody where they're going, what location they're going to be in.
Yes, it's like I was talking about having a map and everything. Get a plan, tell somebody. Tell your parents, of all people, at least tell your parents. Don't do this high school musical TV show stuff that I'm going to spend that with so-and-so and go do something else. If they don't know where you're at, how do they know how to come look for you? How do I know to come look for you? If I think you're on the opposite end of the county, you're over here, and nobody knows about that, you're never going to be playing. Well, you'll eventually get that. Anybody else? Anybody got any questions? What do you do if you're ready? Stay in your vehicle. Once it stops, once your vehicle stops, try to get on the roof of it. Do not get off the roof of it. If you've got 4 people in your car, you go off in the water. If all 4 of you get on the top, great. The problem with that, if one person tries to jump off and go to the bank, the weight of your 4 people on there might be what's holding that vehicle still. That one person, they could be 90 pounds and jump off. Now, like 90 pounds less is enough. That wet vehicle will wash on downstream. Stay in it if you can. If it's coming inside of it, get on the roof of it. Yell for help. Get on the roof. Get on the roof. Hold on. Most of the time, if it's washed off, the water's not going to be probably your chest deep.
What if they go in and they're trapped inside and the water's coming in and the pressure will open the door?
Roll the window down. If you can't roll the window down because you've got electric windows, most windows are designed to break from the inside. People don't know that. If you ever watch people try to rescue a dog in a parking lot, they beating the far out outside that window, there's a kid to get and it's just coming out, bouncing back off. If you get that window from the inside, they'll break a lot easier. Busted. No, there's no certain spots. We've got, they're called a window punch. We used to have on rescue. It looks like an ink pen. When you push it, there's a clip. What it does, it hits that window. It causes it to shatter. We always let it in the bottom corner. But that will more or less just kind of get the glass to fall away from the patient. Don't worry about where you're hitting that. I mean, kick it. It's going to come off. It's going to open up. Like I say, yell for help. This is when they're old, Barry and Allen, Cumberland, they're all agricultural areas. There's going to be somebody around eventually here. Somebody's going to drive through. Because I guarantee you there's going to be somebody like me out there that's curious. I'm going to go see how the water's over the bridge. They're going to see. If you start yelling, you've got a hand out. If you can just get your arm out the window, wave. Okay? A window punch? A window punch or something? Yeah, Walmart sells it. It's a hammer. Looks like a little hammer. It's back there in the automotive section. It's got a sharp point on one end, a flat point on the other end, and a lot of them got a seatbelt cutter in it too.
A lot of them will fit on your key ring too.
Yeah. The thing I want to tell you, if you get something with a seatbelt cutter, by all means, if you come up on a wreck and somebody's hanging upside down, don't be the hero. Run in there and take that seatbelt cutter and cut that seatbelt and just broke their neck. But yes, you can buy all that stuff at Walmart, automotive, AutoZone, O'Reilly's. got pretty popular. Anybody else?
If you're lost in a kayak, that's the thing to do.
Paddle, I mean, all water leads to civilization. Our country, especially this area, all the communities are settled around waterways. Keep going. Most times you're in a creek, you might come out to another creek, but it's going to be a bigger creek. If you see somebody, say, hey, where am I at? If you don't feel comfortable getting out and talking to them, like safety or whatever, stay in the boat, talk to them. They'll tell you you're such and such, whatever, you know. But I was in Boy Scouts for almost 10 years, definitely 10 years. We were always taught, follow the water downstream. You go to any big survival school, they'll tell you, follow the water downstream. You're gonna run into something somewhere. I mean, over Bugtossin, there's dairy farms on the waterways over there that you see from water. But by all means, don't be afraid to ask somebody. It's better to ask somebody, you know, embarrassed, and figure out where you're at and come home safe than it is to come home 3 or 4 days later. Huh? If there's any more questions, I mean, anybody else have any more questions?
Have you ever rescued any animals from water?
I have not. That's actually quite dangerous. There's actually a class you have to go through, mammal rescue, because all animals have this instinctive fear. They're stuck somewhere. You're coming after them. They think you're a predator. So, but no, I haven't had them animals yet. Of course, I'm in the National Guard too, so I've done disaster response and everything lots. I work with tornadoes, floods, everything. Anybody else? A dry suit will actually keep you dry. I can put it on over his clothes and they won't get wet. Usually. Unless you've got something, a seal or something. They've got a gasket around the neck, around your arms, and it keeps you dry. It uses an actual air warm. A wetsuit, it's water inside of it. Your body heats that water up, and that uses that for water insulation to the air. Can I answer your question? And the wetsuit's a whole lot cheaper. Anybody else?